Hello Healthy Green Thumbs friends. Today, as part of our Celebrating Our Summer Planting Season series, I'm going to show you how to make a gorgeous flower arrangement from flowers that you have grown right from your own garden. Take a nice leisurely stroll around your garden. Enjoy it. Take your time and pick out some flowers and some greens that you may want to add to your floral arrangement. Be sure to stop and smell and notice what's going on out there. Our first step is going to be to get a container to put our flowers in. So I have chosen this square cube, which I think is about 6 inches by 6 inches. And the reason I chose a cube is because it is a lot easier to navigate with the flowers. Another simple option can be as simple as using a mason jar, which anything that has a tighter throat at the top, or maybe even you have some type of pitcher available, that's fine too. You can use that again because it's got the tight throat at the top, which helps balance the flowers. Okay, so our second step, once we've decided on our container, is if you happen to have some flower food, it will make your flowers last longer. You can get this at any florist. You can just simply pick it up, or some of the floral box stores. And I'm going to go ahead and add that into my water, which usually you want to just start with kind of lukewarm water is a good choice. Okay, our next step is, I'm going to teach you a trick, is that if you don't want to see all the roots through the glass, if you're using a glass vase, what you can do is find some kind of leaf. I'm going to go ahead and use this alocasia leaf here, which I got from the garden, and you can just go ahead and put that into the vase. And I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to go ahead and let's this one go this way. So as you can see, by doing that, it makes your vase look really lush and green, and you won't see the roots of the plants. If you have something like grasses, you can do that, and you can roll that and put that on the inside of the glass. Or if you have hosta leaves, some kind of big leaf that is going to just wrap around there. So that's a tip. And you don't have to do that. You can just go ahead and put them in without the leaf if you prefer, but that's just an added florist tip for you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put, a rule of thumb is to put your big flowers in first. And I'm going to start as a base by using this gorgeous magnolia, which holds up really well. If you don't have magnolia, maybe you have some type of evergreen like a holly. There's all kinds of different green leafy plants out there that you can use as a base. And when you snip the branch, after you snip the branch, you're going to want to strip some of the bottoms so that you don't have as much leafy material under the water to make it kind of cloudy and gunky, and then your plants will last longer. So I'm going to go, and this is where using a square, you can see, comes in handy, because I can just place that plant right in on that corner. Okay, so as you can see, I've put the magnolia on each corner, so I have a nice base to start to add and essentially make a little mini garden right here inside. So next, I am going to add some beautiful coleus, and coleus is basically considered a foliage plant. It has all kinds, it comes in all kinds of different varieties with really beautiful, vibrant colors. So I'm going to go ahead and add this, and usually I try to do it in odd numbers. So once I start adding the colorful material, I do it usually in odd numbers. So this time I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to go ahead and position this coleus into my flower arrangement. One of the great things about using coleus in your flower arrangements is that over time, as they sit in the water and just look beautiful, you can see they grow roots, so that then you can take them out and go ahead and plant them back out in the garden. So next, again using that rule of thumb of putting my big flowers in first, I'm going to go ahead and add this beautiful celosia. Celosia lasts a really long time, and one of the added benefits of creating a flower arrangement fresh from your garden is that you then have flowers that are going to last longer. So again, I'm going to cut at the angle, and you can experiment. If you don't know how long to cut it, kind of put it against the glass and see where it stands. It's better to cut it longer and have to pull it out and trim it than to cut it too short and then it looks stubby in your arrangement. So we're going to go ahead and add this gorgeous coleus, not coleus, celosia, sorry, into here. So you see that's sticking out a little bit further. And again, I'm going to strip off the extra leaves and add another piece. And this one, even though I just said that typically I use it in the rule of odd numbers, I didn't want to take all of the celosia out of my garden just yet, so I only took 2. So I'm going to kind of, and this is where there's no rule of thumb. It's like coloring. Just go with your intuition, see where it feels like it would be a good spot in your flower arrangement. And then I'm going to go ahead and add, look at these gorgeous dahlias. They're just coming into bloom now, and they will last through the fall, at least here in my zone. Again, we are always referring us back to our growing zone because that will tell us where what plants will grow best in our growing area. So you can see this one, when I cut it, it just naturally, it was a little shorter. So I'm not sure it's going to be, I'm going to try it, but well, maybe it'll work here on the edge. But if you have some that, because we want to make sure it reaches into the water. So let's tuck it in a little deeper. There we go. Okay. And if you do cut some that are too short, then you can just put them into a bud vase. So let's see what we have next. I have these really sweet zinnia, which are pretty easy to grow. They grow really quickly. So sometimes we may want to clump certain like flowers together like these, so that makes it look like it's kind of its own little mini garden. I'll turn this around so you can see it. So you see how I'm putting the zinnias together. And then this is something kind of just, it's not a really flowery plant, this purple secretia. It's more for the foliage, but it's got some great purple color. So I am going to go ahead and just add some of that over on this side, noticing that I'm kind of trying to keeping it at the same height of some other plants that are already in there. So let's take another piece of this and tuck that over here. And then I grew this pineapple plant, and it's flowering, and it's got, again, some kind of cool texture to it. So we'll tuck that in here as well. And then, again, using the theme of putting our smallest flowers in last, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of this blue salvia, which is just to give it a little whimsical feel, for lack of a better word. position one going the other way. If you have something like ivy growing outside, you can even take that and just strip some, again, the bottom of the leaves and tuck it in and just wrap it. I think the magnolia is going to kind of dominate this, but you can kind of wrap it around the edge. So, and there you have this gorgeous, beautiful floral arrangement right from your garden, which you can obviously enjoy for yourself, or maybe you want to share with a friend, or maybe someone who's homebound or an elderly person. It's really a great way to brighten someone else's day. So be generous and share, and thank you for watching, and we hope that you enjoy your summer celebration with our Healthy Green Thumbs friends.